I think what happens is at the start of the year, so a lot of people like to come out and talk about their outlook for the year, potentially preview what happened last year. And I think it's a great time for investors who really start the clock all over again on January 1st. They're looking for new ideas. It's a great opportunity for people to exchange thoughts about what they think about the coming year. So it's really a great networking event. In addition, we bring a unique group of people together. We bring all the investment banks, most of the private equity firms, and then management teams from both public and private companies and institutional investors, and of course the media. So it's a great opportunity for people really to get to see everybody in what we call the capital markets ecosystem in the broader consumer and services landscape. So a great way to kick off the year.
And what are some of the themes that are coming out of the conference this year?
The top themes right now are, one, the consumer is a little bit healthier right now. I think people were very nervous getting into the back half of last year between inflation, some of the concerns about the economy. There were a lot of folks got nervous about consumer spending. I think what we've heard so far is that there's a little bit more enthusiasm about what's going on across the consumer landscape, number one. I think number two is executives have more confidence investing in growth. I think likewise, there was a point in time last year where we heard a lot of nervousness about committing capital, stepping on the gas from a growth perspective, and really driving their businesses. And it feels like there's a little bit more renewed confidence among the C-suite to put capital to work to grow their business. And I think the last thing, because we have a lot of private companies here too, is that there's some excitement about the public markets again. It has been a 3-year lull. It's been a very difficult environment. And I think as companies look to enter the public markets, they were really looking at peers out there, what they were saying, how they were trading. So I think the performance of the market last year gave people a little bit more confidence to say, hey, it may be time to get ready again. And so I think those are the key 3 themes that we're hearing so far, and we still got another day and a half to go.
So speaking of the public markets, we know that it's been in a little bit of a slump for several years now. So what is your outlook for the IPO market this year?
Yeah, we like to think, I'd like to say normalize. I think what happens is a lot of people think back, they have short memories. It was like 21 was such a high bar. 22, 23, and 24 were a little bit of the hangover. But I think there's a few things going on. Number one, there is a need for liquidity. If you invested privately in a company and you missed the 2021 window, it's now 3 years later. So there is a desire by private equity venture investors to get liquidity. Number two, their peer valuations, as I said earlier, have gotten better. So people feel like it's a little safer to jump in from a valuation perspective. And I think the most important thing is institutions are also much more enthusiastic. We're seeing it here. We actually see the meetings that institutions book with companies. It's a record this year. We have some of the largest institutional investors in the world that are represented here. So we see a lot more interest from them. They've sent more people here. They're talking to private companies. They want to see more product in the public market. So I feel like the stars are aligning a lot better. We heard today, I know a big energy deal just launched. They're going to list on the New York Stock Exchange, so congratulations. But we saw 2 deals launched this week. We actually worked on a software transaction that launched in the 4th quarter. So again, the level of enthusiasm is up, and I think when you put those 3 things together, you should see a more normalized market. And if I had to guess, that means maybe 150 IPOs, give or take, is where I think is, but certainly a lot better than 24.
All right. Well, Don, wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you very much
for joining me on Floor Talk today.
Thanks.